about to have a nap. It's either another coffee or a nap. Have a nap and then a coffee. But I was thinking about fuck, I do this all the time. If I don't remember, I'll just restart it. What was I thinking about? Oh, the fear, right? Okay, so not having a self and trying to base your personality or build it upon other people, right? How that actually manifests when you don't realize that's what you're doing is you feel depressed, is probably what they would classify it as. And the reason you're building your personality based on everybody else is because you have none of your own, right? But you kind of know this, I think, subconsciously. You know consciously that you're feeling empty, right? You don't know why. And that's what you wrestle with the depression and stuff, right? Why you're feeling so empty. So you're empty and you're trying to build your personality based on everybody else's personality or their appearances or whatever, how they portray themselves. But the reason you're doing it is out of fear, because you don't want anyone to know that you're empty. It's fear. But it's, I guess, a paralyzing fear deep down, in that if you assume that everybody else has a personality, because that's what you see, it's not necessarily true, but that's what you see. So if you sort of see the appearance of everybody else having a personality and a self and direction or whatever, confidence, you get scared. You do start to get really scared about why you are having these emotions, or this, why you can't get rid of this, I guess, emotion of emptiness, which presents as sadness. You just cry a lot if you're a woman. I've cried so much in my life. I can't imagine what it must be like to be a man that has never once let out his emotions, because I just know how much I have cried in that I have not been able to physically hold it in, and I have cried a lot. This last 6 months, I've probably cried more in the last 6 months than I have in my whole entire life, times 10. But this makes me realize that if I've got this stuff inside, this horrible feeling, and I'm letting it out by sort of crying and screaming and yelling and whatever, where do the men put it? As in, they can punch a bag or go work out or ride a bike or run or jog or whatever. I don't know. What do? Work hard because they're physical labourers or whatever. But that's not processing it. It's not letting it out. So anyway, I just wonder where they put it all, because mine has been endless. A bottomless pit of misery that just seems to pour out of my eyes uncontrollably sometimes. So now I've just realized that it's all based on fear, right? Everyone, even the narcissists, they're scared that people are going to see that they're empty, and the psychopaths are scared that people are going to see that they don't exist, that they have no self and they're a mimic, that they're fake. Basically, you're just a fake, and you kind of know it because you don't know yourself, right? You don't know why you're unhappy, and you can't make yourself happy. And no matter what you do or who you copy, nothing works. Seems to work for everybody else or somebody else or whatever, but nothing works for you, and you try all these different things thinking that you're going to find some direction or a passion or something that you love, something that's going to fill you up with satisfaction and a bit of meaning, and you never find it. You think you do sometimes, and it fills you up for a little while, but then you're empty again. And then other things impact on you, and you kind of go, well, everything seems so good. Why is this feeling still persisting when everything is the same as everybody else? And on the outside, I'm doing what everyone else is doing, I'm looking after myself and being a good person like the Bible says. I could never reconcile that you can, thou shalt not kill a human, but you can kill pretty much anything else and get away with it. And that people will not kill a butterfly, but they'll kill a moth when they're pretty much exactly nearly the same thing, right? Or that you're not scared of a butterfly, but you're scared of a moth. Being scared of harmless things, you know? Or just spraying your house with chemicals because you don't want things to come in, but poisoning yourself in the process. But I don't understand, where do you draw the line between humans and animals and insects and plants and trees and the ground, mountains, rivers? That's something I've never understood. How people seem to think that it's this bad thing to kill another human, but everything else is fine. And it's okay to slaughter animals in a horrible way and actually raise them in a really horrible, torturous way and then kill them and then feed that to people. And we think that's okay at the supermarket. Like, buy our bug spray and eat our meat. I'm not a veggie. Like, I do whatever the fuck I want now. I'm done. I've given up trying, as in I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't even pick up litter anymore. I just can't be fucked. It's pointless. And I've got no image to uphold now, so I'm like, someone sees me pick up litter, they're just gonna, I'm not trying to look good anymore. I'm like, I don't litter because I think it's rude to the planet. I don't pick up other people's litter now. Fuck it. I picked up a bag and left it on the road, and it all ended up everywhere, and no one picked it up. Even the people that own the units at the end of the fucking, 50 metres down. I mean, you want people to come here on holiday. You think you'd actually go out and maybe care about picking up roadside rubbish and maybe clearing off some of the roadkill or something. Anyway, it pisses me off. So I don't get it. I've never been able to reconcile a lot of stuff, and I think it's because I was using the Bible as a basis because I was indoctrinated as a Catholic. The Ten Commandments is that guidebook, so I don't know. But given that guidebook, I can't reconcile how people are, the way that human beings are, what we do to each other, what we do to animals, what we do to children, what we do to the planet. Just everything. We do take stuff for granted. I don't know why. Is that everything comes too easy thing? Have we all just had it way too easy and we don't understand the ramifications? Or are we just so blinded by our programming from the outside and we've been trained not to care about the planet that we live on and the things that inhabit it and grow on it, the things that provide us with sustenance and joy, Everyone loves watching their nature documentaries with all the cute animals. No one's cleaning up the plastic that's floating in the middle of the ocean, right? Are they? I don't watch the news, but I don't think anyone's out there with their big ships cleaning up all the debris that's just gathering and killing all the albatross. What about the companies that pump out all the plastic? Surely they've got enough money to go clean up a bit after themselves. If their consumers can't clean up after themselves or insist on, using their products to litter, maybe it's the companies that should have to go out and actually make people pick all this shit up. Who's responsible? I don't feel responsible for anything anymore. I feel like I kind of tried my whole life to be a good person for the wrong reasons because I didn't know what I was. But I did try my whole life to, I tried to do the right thing, and I felt like I was very remorseful whenever I fucked up, as in I beat myself up about it, but now I know that's for the wrong reasons too. But anyway, I tried it that way because I didn't know any better, and I thought it was the right way because I didn't know what else to do. And it didn't work for me. I think it worked for everybody else that was in my life. I think me trying to be this good person probably benefited a lot of other people. But in the end, it's just drained me, and I have nothing left, and now I've died, and it's a relief. So, yeah. Don't be scared of facing the void that's in you. If you think there's a void in you. I mean, it's there, and it's not going away, and you'll never fill it up, and you'll never find yourself. So, it's the fear. Stop being scared. It's the only way that you can release everything is to really, truly stop caring about what other people think. As in, you'll never know what they're thinking, and what you see is never what you get. And those people are probably portraying an image based on you and everyone around them too, and they don't even know it. So it's a pointless task trying to figure yourself out, especially if you're basing that on everybody else in your life, because they don't know who they are either. It just goes nowhere. It's the road to nowhere. So just, if you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, right? You're one of those people who, like I was, and it didn't matter how much I did myself up or how much weight I'd lost or anything. Even if people told me that I was pretty, I wouldn't believe it. Every time I look in the mirror, I would see something ugly. Always. Always. Even in photos that I look at myself, and I know that, because people say, wow, you look beautiful in that photo, and I'll be like, I can see that it's, the image is maybe appealing. I don't see beauty. I don't see beauty ever when I look at myself, and I never have. So if you're one of those people who looks in the mirror and actually despises yourself, like sometimes you look at the mirror and you actually go, I hate myself. Not just I hate my nose or I hate my eyebrow or, I wish my lips were or my teeth. Like literally looking at yourself and just every single thing, you find it disgusting. I can tell you now, it's because you're looking at an empty shell and you don't know why it looks so empty. And if you can face the fact that it is empty, and that's why you hate your shell, because you're stuck in it, right? It's not you. It's something else that's been stuck in your shell. And when you look at it, you're like, well, this isn't actually me. Like, I'm just driving this thing, but I don't like it. And that thing knows all of the stuff that's happened to you. It knows why you left the building. And that's kind of why it's there, because it sort of likes it. I think it's about spreading your pain or your misery or something. But fear is the thing that spreads. It's very contagious. So if you're afraid of everybody finding out who you are or who you are not, don't you think everybody else is probably walking around feeling exactly the same? And can't you see now with social media that we are living in a totally narcissistic society where all of our value and worth is based on what other people like or dislike, or your followers, who's following? Like, seriously, listen to the word, following. All people are like, oh, we're not sheep, not sheeples. But if you're following someone, I'm subscribed to people that are like, as in with the narcissism stuff, but I don't like. I had to make up another Facebook because I needed to get on Marketplace and shit, right? But I don't like it. And then I had a few people send me friend requests and I accepted out of habit. But then I saw a couple of their things pop up and I was like, I don't know these people. I don't want to know about their lives and I'm not interested. So I just deleted them, as in unfriend. And I just went, I'm not having friends on Facebook. I use it because I need it. There's some good mushroom sites, foraging and psilocybin ones, and the local ones, So it's handy in that respect. But other than that, I don't like using it. I put a couple of photos up, but after that I was just, yeah. And I did delete nearly absolutely every single app. I just was like, cut off. That's it. I was just like, I don't want any of this shit. Then after the car died and I couldn't use my phone anyway, it just got easier. And then I couldn't charge my speaker, so I deleted my music app. I had big playlists, man. They take me a long time to make. I like very specific music, right? So anyway, I deleted it all. And I listened to the frost crackling on the trees and things like that instead. And I listened to the fire and the flies as they increased in number. So anyway, I'm feeling good because I am not scared anymore, as in I know now. I've faced this emptiness, which was horrible, but facing it has made me braver, as in I had to do it all on my own, and I knew no one could help me through it, and there was no easy way out of it, and I pretty much resigned myself to the fact that, you know, we'll just see what happens. But I really wanted to die. I really did just want to come into the bush and die, but the cat kind of kept me going. So I made it to this point, but I did die. But it feels good. So it's a horrible thing to go through. I guess it's different for everybody as well, so I can't say that what I went through is what everyone else needs to go through. Everyone's got their dark night of the lack of soul based on their individual experiences and the things that they've built their personality on and the people. So, yeah. Anyway, I know it's easier said than done. It's easier for me to sit here and say, try not to be scared and try and maybe face the fact that when you look in the mirror, if you don't like what you see, it's probably because there's nothing inside of you. And if you're trying really, 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 really hard to impress people, it's probably because there's nothing inside of you and you don't know what to do. You're like a confused little kid that's been left in like a really dark, desolate place, and you're wandering around with no torch, trying to figure out a way out, but there's no way out until death. But you don't have to die, as in you can still choose to live in this world. It's easier to live when you know what's going on, right? It's easier to cope with other people when you actually know what's going on with you. That is self-awareness. I've become aware that there's nothing inside me, and I've always known that, so it makes sense, and I've reconciled with it and killed off my old life. So maybe other people can do it a different way. But you do need solitude. You need a break. From everyone. You just need a break. I don't know for how long, but you need a full break from everything and everyone. As in, no phone. I wrapped my phones up and hid them in a tree stump for the first couple of weeks, just because I didn't want anyone to track me, as in I knew that somebody had my phone tapped, and I think my friend also might have fucking before I left, but I didn't want anyone to come and just rock up, my friends and stuff, and be like, oh, we found you. I just thought if I leave my phones 5k down the road, I can't use them because I need to detox, and I don't have to worry about anyone going, oh, that's where Rachel is, it was a nice feeling. But you might have to do that too. You might literally have to wrap your phones up and go and bury them in a fucking hole far away and forget about them. Because you've got to do that initial detox. They can't be anywhere near you. They have to be completely gone, out of reach, far away. If you want to go get them again, that's fine. But you can wrap them up in plastic and bury them in a hole or stash them somewhere that no one's going to find them. But you need to go without them for at least 2 weeks. I reckon 4, but try 2. And not check them at all, right? Bury them and go, no phones. 2 weeks. See how you feel. After that, you might be like, fuck this, I need to go back to society, so do it. But you might feel different when you do go back after having a break. And having to look at yourself and only be in your own company with nothing else. That's the dark night of the soul. Having to be on your own for a very long time with absolutely nothing else to distract you. And then you realise you don't have a soul. That's why it's so dark in there. There's no soul. It's always night inside my body, head, mind, brain, whatever you want to say. Just a black, no stars. Like antimatter. I am walking antimatter enclosed very safely in a human body.